Okay, so first of all, I'd like to thank Sanjay for the opportunity of being here and sharing with you this outstanding meeting. So congratulations, Sanjay. I hope you enjoy it as much as I am doing this meeting. So my topic now is to talk about the role of the place of SADIs in this scenario after sleep. You know, this is my disclosure. I jotted down all the Sanjay asked not to put word by word. You know, there is no conflict of interest in this issue. This is my main conflict of interest. It's what we are doing there in Madrid. You know, as you can see, I am not the proselytizer of SADI. You know, we do everything. You know, we do sleep, we do Roux-en-Y. We don't do anastomosis gastric bypass. It's the only thing we don't do, because we do a SADI procedure in approximately 1 of every hour 4 patients as a first indication, at second stage after failed procedure. Not only a sleeve, after failed sleeve, after failed Roux-en-Y gastric bypass, after failed vertical band gastroplasty, after failed other procedure, because it's a very versatile procedure, you will see. And of course, revision is increasing as the time goes by. There is no doubt that some sleeve will fail. Who is doubting that? Because you are doing more than 60% of our patients, some of them will fail, all over the world, here, there, anywhere. Some of them will fail. We have to deal with that. So I think, you know, in this situation, it's a good debate, you know. Yeah, Luigi told us, you know, we can bundle, replicate, Roux-en-Y, one anastomosis, long, lean, Roux-en-Y, SADI, SAHI, SASI, bipartition, and probably I forget something on that. So it's a debate. With the role of a SADI procedure, when you know, we saw this paper in 2015, going to be the Holland guide. You know, previously some papers have been published regarding with the role of the comparing Roux-en-Y and a standard DS mean Roux-en-Y with a suite. But there is no doubt that after failed sleep, you know, Roux-en-Y is worse than the standard suite. There is no doubt. It's a clinical trial, very well demonstrated that. Why? Because the sleep is good. Many patients. Why to destroy that? It's good. Don't do that. Because we preserve a lot of physiological action. We preserve chloric acid secretion, pepsine, gastrin, protein, vitamin B12, folic acid. And we maintain the parus and the antropyloric pump. Why to destroy that? We don't know yet how important we will see as the years are coming up. This is our experience doing SADIs 1 or 2 stage after failed sleep or plan 2 stage. It's almost the same. Nevertheless, you know, doing 1 stage SADI procedure 5 years is going to be much better than to plan 2 stage. We can discuss afterward that. When we sent this paper to be published in SOAR in 2014, you know, we published our first 21 cases. One by one, after sleep, the patient did well, then they were worse. And then after SADIs, one by one, getting 72% is a weight loss, medium long-term result. So when we sent this paper to the journal, it was accepted in 10 days. 10 days, my quickest, you know, time for the accepted paper. It means that there's going to be some interest on that. So until then, we have operated 51 patients, a failed sleep, and you know, this figure mimics our first 21 cases. After sleep, the patient did well, then worse, and 5 years after SADIs, you're going to be getting approximately 72%, 75% exceed weight loss. So, and here you can see, you know, the evolution regarding the metabolic profile of the control of type 2 diabetes in those patients. This is before the first surgery, after sleep, and after SADIs. You can see here how glycemic control, HbA1c, and the percentage of patients of therapy, 60% after sleep, 92% after SADIs. Going to be a very relevant increase in the result of this situation, even though we have to admit that after sleep, 1 of every 4 patients, they haven't any supplementation, but after SADIs, all our patients have to be supplemented. It's going to be an hyperabsorptive procedure. We have to supplement the patient. We have to increase the doses of vitamin D and calcium. There is no doubt about that. But here you are, you know, the next, a very recent paper mimicking the same figure. It's coming from US, from the group of Dan Cotton in Utah, you know, saying, you know, multidisciplinary study was using this procedure, the SADI procedure after sleep. You know, here you can see 2 years after the operation, the same result that we are having in our experience. So, this paper also, the author, you know, how you know, even after sleep, they can resolve or improve the comorbidities of those patients, types of diabetes, dyslipidemic profile, hypertension. And dyslipidemic profile, sometimes we forget about the role of dyslipidemic. It's very important, you know, in the prognosis and the cardiovascular risk of those patients, these obese patients. You know, it's not only a question of weight loss. But anyway, here you can see. And even though going to be a very important paper here, also coming from Holland, huge number of patients, 140 failed sleep. They submit 66 to SADIs and 74 to Roux-en-Y. But if you look at the small letter here, you can see the patients submitted to SADIs are heavier, BMI 45, 39 submitted at Roux-en-Y. Failed sleep to SADIs heavier than the failed sleep to Roux-en-Y. And here you can see the result, 2-year result. Here's the curve of the figure of the Roux-en-Y. After sleep, nice, then worse. Roux-en-Y going to be better, but as the time goes by, you know, the patient submitted to Roux-en-Y after failed sleep regain weight again. But here you can see the number, the figure of the SADI procedure. Even a stable, you know, weight loss. So I think regarding the total weight loss going to be very significant here, and the author, you know, conclude that the Roux-en-Y has a role if the failed sleep is due to GERD. For GERD, Roux-en-Y after sleep is nice, but for weight regain, not. You know, 72% of the patient Roux-en-Y after failed sleep will regain weight in the first 2 years. Now what happens as the time goes by. So,
stop some. But you don't understand, Osgood. I'm a man. Well, nobody's perfect.
Probably nobody's perfect. You can. But SADI is a nice option. You know, we can continue discussing this topic during our next World Congress to be in Miami. This World Congress, I hope to see you, all of you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.